So I'm thinking about meat, as you do, and in particular, I'm thinking about how I get the meat that I eat. And the thing I'm thinking is how separate I am from the actual animal the meat came from. When I eat meat, I go to the supermarket and find the meat stacked neatly and packaged neatly and buy it, and then I cook it and whatever. But I'm very distant from the actual animal the meat came from. I've never had a situation where I've had to kill an animal in order to get meat. The meat is already prepared and packaged neatly for me to eat them. And I'm wondering how much meat I would have eaten in my life if I had to kill the animal that the meat came from. In other words, is it only the case that I've eaten so much meat in my life because it has been easy to eat it because it's all packaged neatly in a supermarket or delivered in a restaurant or whatever? I am wondering how much meat people would eat if they had to go and get it themselves, if they had to kill the animal themselves and skin it and cut it up and whatever. I suspect it's pretty unlikely that people will be eating so much meat. It is strange how we've separated the animal from the consumer so that the consumer only has to deal with a packaged product, not the source of the meat itself. I am thinking that the consumption of meat would reduce greatly if people had to get it themselves. They had to kill the animal that the meat came from. You go and buy a chicken in the supermarket and it's in a polystyrene tray or whatever with cling film over the top of it. And it's got a price tag printed on it and whatever. And that's how we eat our meat. I do think it's strange how we've removed, how we've put in place barriers, if you like, between the consumer and the live animal. There are very few consumers that have killed the chicken themselves and then plucked it and then cooked it, whatever, after removing its innards and all that business. I'm thinking that it is strange that we eat animals anyway, and we actually raise animals in order to then kill them and eat them. I'm not sure how we justify it, basically. Why do we think it's okay to raise an animal in order to eat it and keep the animal confined or whatever for the whole of its life? I'm not taking a moral position here. It's not that. It's more of a necessity type thing. We don't need to eat animals anymore. We're not in the animal kingdom in the same way, so that we have to eat in order to survive. We've chosen to eat animals, and we've chosen to raise animals and breed them and keep them in captivity and then kill them in order to eat. And I was wondering about, I suppose you call it abattoirs. the places where these animals are killed. I think it's such an amazing job to have a deer or a cow or a pig come in and then kill it and chop it up and then package it and then ship it to a supermarket so that people can buy it. It is an amazing job that people do. And the consumer is very separate from the live animal. The consumer pretty much doesn't have any conception of the live animal that the meat came from. We're very separate from that.